Let's give them a couple more minutes. I think Chicken Express is trying to fatten me up for the slaughter because I bought the 2 fillet fish thing. You're supposed to get one side with that. They gave me French fries and fried okra, and the box they gave it to me felt like it was about 3 pounds. I ate about a third of it and put it in the refrigerator. Well, Dawood, thanks again for doing your impromptu presentation last week. It had been kind of a hollow meeting without a presentation.
Thank you. I'm glad to be able to help out last week.
It was really good. And I want to call you, Dawood.
Okay. Yeah, no problem.
Hey, and Becky, you were talking about some stuff for Neil. I've got some self-assessment forms here I'll send you that he can just check some boxes and maybe that'll help him find his next gig.
Oh, that'd be great. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Well, we've got some invested in that boy.
Yes, I would say quite a bit.
It's not HL Earls either.
What'd you say?
Oh, I didn't realize I'm not on mute. Where are you? You look like you're.
I'm at my house that I had before I got married, the North House, we call it.
Oh.
Or the Fielder House.
I've never seen that room.
Yeah, this is my den.
Okay.
And you see those things from the ceiling?
Uh-huh.
Those are swings, indoor swings, porch swings inside.
Oh, wow.
It's quite a unique house, Becky.
Yeah. Unique is kind of an interesting word.
Why aren't you sitting on that couch behind you?
Well, I am trained and have a college degree in early childhood and a minor in sitting on the floor.
Yeah, it looks like you're sitting on the floor.
This is the coffee table. Yeah, I'm sitting on the floor.
All right, it's 12. It's 12:05. I guess it'd be a good time to get started. David Curtis has agreed to be our speaker today, and he also requested the roster of our group, which is kind of incomplete. It has listed a little over 40 people on there, but it doesn't have their contact information or their email. So the chamber's not going to do that for us. We're going to have to divide that up into bite-sized chunks and put it together how we want to look at it. And I wanted to open up the discussion. How, with the list we have there, what information do you want on there?
Hey, Sam, just to clarify, I mean, I really like what Dwayne did when he had the brochure and everything. I mean, all that information, I think that's all the stuff you need. And then we can easily piece that with whoever's left in the group.
Yep. Right. Yeah. I figured it'd be some overlay, but what specifically I was asking, we want to have primary contact, their cellular phone, and their email address. Are there any other nuggets of information you want to incorporate onto that document?
I would like to see the website, believe it or not. There's oftentimes I don't have a physical address and I have to go find their website.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that's good.
You do realize that their website should be the domain on the email.
Not necessarily though.
Yeah, a lot of people use, like the smaller businesses, they use Gmail, Yahoo. I think I even saw Hotmail at one point, maybe even a CompuServe. So yeah, definitely, it doesn't always match up.
And then the other part of that is that, you know, I think it's kind of unfair to ask one individual with the group to do all this this reformatting of the thing there. Does anybody want to volunteer to be on the publication committee? Don't all raise your hands at the same time.
I mean, can you clarify exactly what needs done? Because we already have the files of most of this information from Dwayne's previous brochures, plus we had the stuff from the chamber. Yeah. So is it just melding it together?
Well, yeah, what we're going to do is take Dwayne's list, which is 63 members, right? And it's been culled down to 42. Of those, about 20 of them are physically inactive. And the only reason they're on the rolls is because their dues have not expired. So, we got to make a decision on what is a member and what isn't a member.
Okay, Sam, I volunteer as tribute.
Okay, well, but no, I'll help you with it. We can take that offline, the blocking and tackling of it, Paul. But yeah, I just didn't want to do it myself.
You know what? I deal with spreadsheets and Google Docs all the time, so that's fine. And may the odds be ever in our favor.
Okay. All right. Sounds great. We'll take that offline. Okay. Well, are we ready for our 30-second commercials, everyone? Well, let's since we have, let's see, 17 members, let's expand your 30-second commercial to a minute if you feel like it. And Amanda, you're in the upper left-hand corner for me, so I'm going to let you lead off. Then we'll go to David with colors, and then David with the ball cap with hops. Amanda, start us out.
Okay. Hi, everyone. I'm Amanda Falcon, and I represent McKnight Insurance Services. I've missed you guys. I've had other things going on, and then I was on vacation last week. So yes, I took a vacation. So anyways, but we are an insurance company. You guys know us. We have over 70 years of combined experience. We have our office is located in Mansfield. So if you ever need someone or know someone that is wanting to shop their insurance, hey, send them our way. Or someone that is wanting to open a new business starting next year and wants to work for themselves, send them our way. Miss Becky is a knowledge of insurance. So if you have any questions, please don't hesitate. Amanda Falcon with McKnight Insurance Services.
Good afternoon, Arlington Chamber Marketing Group. This is David Berg with Colors Professional Floor Care. We clean anything and everything you put your feet on. A good referral for us is only everyone on this call and everyone you know and everyone they know and everyone they know. I want to mention that dryer vents need to be cleaned. If you don't hire us, get somebody to clean it. I've been totally amazed when I do it myself. It is a crazy, gigantic Ziploc bag full of lint at the least. And not only that, it'll make your dryer work better. I mean, immediately work better. So think about that. We also do that as a service. We do tile, wood, grout, marble, carpet. We do clean anything, area rugs. I mean, you name it. The answer is always no, unless you ask. Please ask. And just so you know, if you're doing some of that cleaning yourself, don't let us do it. We'll come. We're friendly. David Berg with Colors Professional Floor Care. Don't forget about those Google reviews. Those really help us. And if you're on Facebook, tag me. I will share the crap out of you. I promise. Have a great day.
And let me add that David's team does a great job. They did our house last time. Next, Mr. Curtis. Then we'll have Mike Hassick and the lovely and talented Angie Woods.
Hello, everybody. David Curtis with Hops HR, your local HR guy here. I'm going to be giving the presentation a little bit later. Going to be talking about your year-end HR checklist. So items that you want to do and look at by the end of the year. But I am running a special on my payroll migration right now. So if you're looking at reducing your payroll costs, give me a call. I'm dropping my migration fee from $350 down to $100 for the beginning of the year. And if you're interested, let me know quickly because it does take 2 to 3 weeks to do that migration. If you want to look at, an updated handbook, different policies, a HR compliance audit for your company, that's what I'm here for, to help you out. The last 2 weeks, I've done some work assessments, work environment assessments for 2 clients and interviewed a bunch of different employees to understand what the work environment's like and provided reports back to the owners on what they could improve on. So if that's something you're interested in, be happy to do that. So thank you so much. Good seeing everybody.
Hey guys, Mike Hassett, Jones Hassett. I'm a business lawyer. My law firm is a full service business law firm. We can handle just about any of your business needs, from starting a company to merging it to selling it to reviewing all your contracts, things like that. I am board certified in civil trial law, so we can also represent you in litigation. My partner is board certified in real estate, commercial real estate, so we can help you in your real estate deals. We ran a survey of our clients a long time ago and realized that a lot of our clients didn't even know that we owned our own office of Stewart Title. So yes, we have a title company in-house. Carol's not here. Carol's basically runs the title company for us. But Stewart Title is the largest title underwriting company in the world. And we've been affiliated, Carol's been affiliated with it for 35 years, just with Stewart. So we can help you. We can help your business grow. We can help keep you out of trouble. It's obviously cheaper for me to keep you out of trouble than to get you out of trouble. So Mike Hassett, Jones Hassett.
Wow, Mike, that was great. That was like 59 seconds. Perfect. You're good at this game. And he's always the best dressed man in the group. Angie, Dwayne, and Bo are the next batters.
Hi, everybody. Great to see you. This is Angie with Digital Corporate Companies, full service printing company, corporate gifts, apparel, and promotional items. It's still time to get your Christmas cards. We have a great flyer. You can pick one of our designs, pick your envelope, pick your sentiment, and we should be able to get them to you in 5 days. So if you're late on Christmas cards, let us know. I'll be happy to help you. Thank you so much.
Well, good morning or afternoon now, I guess it is. Dwayne Lee, Southern Flare Photography. Good to see everybody here. A good client for me, a good referral for me, and I'm going to steal a line from David Berg, is anybody and everybody on this Zoom call and anybody that's got a face. So that pretty much gets about everybody. Whether you need a headshot, a high school senior photograph, a family photograph, a commercial photograph, a building, it doesn't matter. We do it all. And right now we're smack dab in the middle of Santa orders, and Barclay's trying to get attention back here. But anyway, it's Dwayne Lee with Southern Flare Photography. And if you're doing it yourself, if you're doing photography yourself, shame on you. Don't use these things. This is probably the worst thing you could do. And it's like going out and getting your own phone, right? Getting your own camera. The shout out I wanted to do, and I may take a little bit more, and I can wait till the thank yous. Never mind. Dwayne Lee, Southern Flare.
Good afternoon, everybody. This is Bo Bearden with Cloud9 Voice. We provide a unified communications and collaboration platform for small to enterprise businesses. Our hosted PBX system is located in the cloud rather than on site. So it is all maintained remotely, and this eliminates costly upgrades and maintenance expenses on hardware that you may have on site with an on-premise phone system. The Cloud9 VoIP system fully integrates with our line of phones to support unique features such as presence and availability, not included with off-the-shelf VoIP hardware. With our bring your own device policy, you can also access your office phone from any web connected device, allowing you to maintain functionality even while working remotely. So making calls directly from your computer, your tablet or laptop. That eliminates the need to install any additional software or utilize slow VPN connections. We also provide users with a mobile application that allows you to answer your office phone from your existing cell phone. We also provide SMS texting services and web and video conferencing platform built right into our system.
Oh, you're at 2 minutes and a half.
Okay, Bo Bearden.
Thank you. Next up, we've got Justin, Becky, and Dawood. Well, he looks like he ran off to get a Dr. Pepper or something. Let's go with Justin, Becky, and Meredith, okay?
All right. Hello, everyone. Good to see you all. Justin Peatgrass, CPA here in Arlington. We've been doing a lot of tax planning with individuals, trying to strategize and see how we can shield the money that they earn this year from taxes, and we've been really successful with that. So if you have somebody that's concerned about that or some transaction that they made in 2020, whether it be real estate, a new business, things of those nature, we can sit down with them and do a consult and help them save money in taxes so they're not paying so much to Uncle Sam. With the rest of the time, I'd like to do a plug for my son. I have two sons that are working on their Eagle Scouts. And as part of their Eagle Scouts, they had to do a project. And one of my sons chose to prepare a package for the homeless, kind of like a comfort package. So it's got like toiletries, things like that nature in it. And he's going to give it to Arlington charities, and then they're going to pass those out to those that are misfortunate. So there's some of the supplies in this packet that we have we're low on, and so we wanted to see if the group could help out with that. So I'll post the items in our chat, and if any of you can help with that, that would be terrific. Some of the items are just like little tissues and little travel box, or the big box. Band-aids, hand sanitizer, we need some toothpaste as well, and some Ziploc bags. So if you guys don't mind just going around your house and let me know if you have any of those items. We're starting the project on Saturday, so I know it's really short notice, but if anything you can do to help, just things here and there around the house that's on this list, that would be terrific. It'd be much, much, much appreciated. Thank you very much. Justin Peatgrass, CPA.
Well, thank you there, Justin. You were at about 2 minutes, but I didn't want to interrupt the scouts. So
sorry, my bad.
Next, we got Becky, Meredith, and Dawood.
Hey there, everybody. It's Becky. I'm with River Legacy Foundation, and we help people fall in love with nature. And right now, we're helping people fall in love with arachnids. Yeah. So the arachnid display is called The Art and Science of Arachnids, and it's a traveling exhibit that's here now through the end of February. It is really super cool. And if you ever want to tell people that you have seen the largest collection of live arachnids, you've got to come to River Legacy to do that, because we have the largest collection in North America. There are some really cool spiders and scorpions. There's some really cool stuff to see. And it talks about culture, it talks about art, and it talks about science. And I would love to give you a tour. We are doing private tours right now for small groups of 10. So if you want to do that, just give me a call and we'll set you up. And it'd be a great place to bring your customers for a little time with them. So think about that. As we head into the new year, if you are listening to Justin and looking for ways to make a donation to a nonprofit, think of River Legacy and the other nonprofits we have here in town. It is a tax-deductible donation, and maybe Justin can help us understand that because of the CARES Act, you can do up to $300 of a donation that you can write off now. That is, you don't have to itemize everything to do that. So that's pretty cool. It's Becky with River Legacy. Call me if you want to have a tour.
Dawood, you were supposed to be after Meredith, but she had to take a phone call. So we're going to have Dawood, Corey, and Robert Blake as our next batters.
All righty. Good afternoon, everyone. This is Dawood Maybon with Maybon Leadership Group, where we help unlock your leadership potential. I have a webinar going on this evening via Zoom. I'll put the information in the chat box. There's still time for you to sign up for the webinar that I'm hosting tonight. Would love for you guys to come and check that out. Also, just wanted to recommend to you, there's a book, some of you guys may be familiar with this book. It's by Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich. And that's a book normally that I read at least once a year. And so I want to encourage you guys, that's a great book to read. Last week I talked about, reflecting and asking your questions to kind of set yourself up of what went right, what went wrong, what were the lessons that you learned. I love this book because one of the chapters in Think and Grow Rich is the chapter on desire. And it talks about there's 6 steps in that chapter of, in terms of wanting to be successful in the area of accumulating finances. And so I always recommend that book. That's a great read for you, especially as we're getting into wrapping up this year and setting up the new year. So I want to encourage you, if you haven't read that book, pick up that book and buy it. If you have read the book, read it again. Once again, Dawood Mabon with Mabon Leadership Group.
Thank you, Dawood. Let me apologize to Bo for cutting him off after 1 minute, and the next 3 speakers also went over 1 minute. So once you're at 1 minute, I'm going to hold your finger up, and I'll give you a little bit of time to wrap it up, 5 or so seconds. Okay. So Corey, Robert, and William.
Hello, I'm Corey Calloway, Calloway Financial Services. I'm your friendly financial advisor. Like most financial advisors, we want to manage all your money. But the reality is sometimes we help people find their money or help them spend some of their money on cows, for instance. And guess where I was last weekend? I was in Kansas looking at my clients' cows. Actually, really, I went pheasant hunting with a bunch of friends there and got to visit with them and have a great time. But yeah, you need a good financial advisor, you want to buy some cows, give me a call. And remember, no business is too small, no check is too large. Before you give it away, call Callaway.
Thank you, Corey. Next, we've got Robert, William, and Paul Brody.
Well, hello there. I'm Robert Blake with Bit by Bit, and I have been spending the last couple months making kids in dorms have better Wi-Fi, putting better Wi-Fi at the Arlington Music Hall. So there's kind of a theme here. I'm putting better Wi-Fi at one of my clients that does tent and event rentals. So apparently that's a new trend that everybody needs better Wi-Fi. There's 3 or 4 others that I've done, even some personal homes and kind of outfitted those since everybody's working at home with their kids and all that fun stuff. Cheap things that you buy at Office Depot and things like that are not really good Wi-Fi. So if you want really good Wi-Fi, you can call me. Also, we are running free network and security assessments and giving you a nice big report of what's going on your network. It's really meant for somebody that has 10 or more computers. 5 might work, give you some interesting insights. And if you notice, I changed my profile picture. That is the above life-size spider at River Legacy. Yeah, I was watching the finger.
Okay, thank you, Robert.
This is William. William with Climate Experts AC and Heating. It's been a few weeks. Sorry for missing. Always seem to have something come up last minute on a Thursday. I don't like talking on the phone, but we do residential and light commercial air conditioning and heating. So your home and small office. So we do everything you think we normally do. You know, we repair, replace, and maintain your AC and heating systems, but we also, do a whole lot of other things. Upgrade your thermostat, upgrade your filters, upgrade your filtration system, add UV and PHI lights to air scrub your home. With COVID going on, there's a lot of products we can put in to help your air systems. We also can put in insulation in your attic and add solar fans and whatnot, which we do a lot more of in the winter than in the summer because we're too busy in the summer to do a lot of the add-ons. So you could take advantage of us being slow. Just call me with Climate Experts AC and Heating for all your air conditioning heating needs. Your comfort is our business.
All right, guys, Paul Brody Consulting. Pretty much the ideal customer, it's not everyone in this room, just because what we do is a little bit niche in regards to our book and our book service and also with our virtual conferences. But it's people in your networks that you guys feel that we could help, especially people in the medical field, financial field, attorneys, you name it. We can do a niche for any type of summit/conference. And one of the questions I've had recently is, what exactly is a virtual conference? Well, the main difference is that instead of having to get a spot in a hotel, buy conference space, you're able to interview people via video calls in the comfort of your own home. You're able to get them to promote the summit, So it's one of those things where it's totally win-win. And then people are asking, well, what's the difference between a summit and a conference? It's basically the same thing. It's just semantics. So the main thing that we do is we help you share your story virtually, either through publishing and marketing your book, which are actually launching our 44th book this week. And we're also running our own virtual summit called Virtual Summit University. So it's been a little bit of a crazy week, but Paul Brody Consulting, we help you share your story virtually.
Okay, thank you, Paul. Next, we're going to have Mike Walkenhurst, Dr. Parvez, and Lisa Barton.
Hi, it's Mike Walkenhurst. Glad to be here. Hope everybody's doing well. I guess we're all kind of tracking that COVID vaccine to see how close that's coming so we can get together again. Anyway, we're staying busy with low rates and low fees and fast turn times. We got a contract yesterday that needs to close on the 29th of December, and we'll get it done. So if you have somebody with questions about a refinance or purchase, don't cost any money for us to review options and talk about steps. So we'd love to hear from them. All right, have a great week.
Hi, it's Dr. Shavana. My turn, right?
Yes, you're next.
Yeah, I'm Dr. Shavana Parvez with Arlington Integrative Medical Center, where we combine the best of the old and new to empower a healthier you. Nothing more. I'm actually working on a digital course I'm going to be launching soon. And I'll give you some more information about that. Because the naturopathic system that I use actually assesses people on 4 different body types, your body constitutions, and what your physiology, how your body, what is prone to based on those 4 different body types, what you should eat and shouldn't eat, because one size does not fit all. So I'm actually have a quiz where you can find out your body type and then get more information. So I'll let you know more about that later. It's arlingtonintegrative.com/quiz if you want to take the quiz. Thank you.
Next, we've got Lisa and Jennifer.
Hi, guys. It's Lisa Barton with HotWorks of Arlington. We are a 24-hour infrared fitness spa, you might call us. We're very boutique. You work out by yourself unless you have quarantined with someone in your 6x9 sauna. We did have our grand opening this past weekend, and it was so much fun, and everyone had a really good time. We had a ribbon cutting, and there were actually quite a few people all wearing their masks. So we had a lot of fun. I did thank you, David, for coming by today. You got a gift certificate, and I also signed up. That's why I was tardy. I signed up 2 more people, and so I had to hurry and get that done before I jumped on. But I want everybody to come out, and I give you a free session, so you have to try it. Thanks.
Hey everybody, it's Jennifer with Price Right Trees. Yeah, we're a commercial and residential real estate tree trimming company. We're also right now looking into getting to more commercial real estate projects, working with properties management companies. So if you guys know if anyone needs anything done, please let us know. Thank you.
Thank you, Jennifer. Meredith, is this a good time for you?
It is. I can go ahead and do my pitch. I'm Meredith with My Nurse Family. Good to see everybody. We do both skilled and non-skilled care. We can do that directly in the home, or if your loved one is at an assisted living, maybe they're at a hospital and you need some respite care, then we are more than happy to accommodate that. We do have a separate COVID staff. So if you know anybody who does have COVID, we're not going to stop care there. A lot of companies will stop right there, but obviously people still might need assistance even if they do have COVID. So we're happy to help you guys. We serve the whole DFW, and just let me know if you have any questions.
Well, Meredith, you only used 30 of your seconds of your minute. Did you want to add anything?
I will add have a wonderful holiday to everybody, and I hope everybody's doing well and staying safe. We are super busy during this time of year because people go home and see that people need more care than they anticipated. So just keep that in mind and just do your part to help out. If you have some senior friends who maybe struggle taking the recycling bin out to the driveway, little things that you can help out that would take 10 seconds rather than hiring a company with a 4-hour minimum. So just keep that in mind.
Thank you very much for that. Have I missed anyone in the group? I guess I'll take my whack at it and I'll put myself on a timer too. Good afternoon. I'm Sam Elliott and I'm with Schooley Mitchell of Arlington. We help our clients in 4 different main areas. One is with telecommunications cost. The second is small package shipping. Third is waste cost management. And finally, it's credit card processing. We average saving about 28% of our clients of their spend, and we're able to help about 8 out of 10 of them. And I'm proud to say that my newest client is a church, one of the larger churches in Dallas, and I'm looking forward to saving them a lot of money, so like we did for mine and Becky's church. So we did the model works for nonprofits, for-profits, whatever the case may be. The model is exactly the same. So it's Sam Elliott, Schooley Mitchell of Arlington, and I'd like to work with you and your nonprofit. Thank you. Stop in 56 seconds. Okay. So I couldn't call out people for going over a minute if I went over a minute. That wouldn't be fair, would it? Yeah, I'm going to encourage everybody to put your phone number into the chat box, because I've got 3 people on this call that I need to talk to individually, and I want to make sure that I have good contact information for them. So please just do that and print out the chat box before you sign off, and that'll be just a good way to do things until Paul redoes our roster. Okay. Any thank yous?
Huh? This one? Yeah, when they opened, I started. Yeah.
Well, we had to mute Lisa. Mike, did you have your hand up for a thank you?
I wanted to thank David Curtis. He came by, we talked a little bit, and for those of you that don't know, he's got a great little part of his business is helping small craft brewery startups. And he was kind enough to let me in on some market research, if you will. So thank you, David.
Well, I wasn't smart enough when he gave me his business card and he said Hops HR. I wasn't smart enough to figure that out. I mean, he specialized in craft breweries. But so, William, I see your hand is up. You're being very mannerful here.
I'd like to thank McKnight Insurance Services for renewing my stuff and making sure they were on top of it. Even though I got a lot in the mail, they gave me a call. And also for, Justin for keeping my taxes in line, and anybody else I used recently. I didn't make a list, but I appreciate it. Thanks.
Thank you, Bill. Appreciate it.
And Amanda, is that yes?
Yes, I was going to say thank you, Will, for that. Also wanted to say, I wanted to say thank you, Miss Angie. She's going to help me with some marketing stuff. I'm looking forward to that, and hope to see her soon.
Mr. Callaway.
I'd like to thank Angie Woods and the Digital Corporate Companies clan for redoing my exterior and interior signs, working on some stationery and a brochure. Appreciate your help.
Any other thank yous?
Go for it, Becky.
I think it's Becky. Yeah.
Yeah. I would like to thank everyone who read all the way down to the bottom of my epistle that I sent you. And I sent it earlier this week. So I want to thank everybody. But our 3 winners who get prizes are Amanda, Corey, and Shabana. So let's clap for them. And our fabulous runners up, who should feel very good, would be Mike Hassett, Mike Walkenhorst, Sam Elliott, Robert Blake, and Kelly Souter. So thank you all for reading them. I'm going to keep doing that, but I always put the link and the sign up stuff at the top. So if you don't want to read, you don't have to. But if you have something that you want me to include, go ahead and put it in the chat. Okay? So that's it.
Okay, Dwayne.
Well, this is going to be a shout out to 2 chamber members. They don't happen to be members of our group, but I just had an awesome lunch furnished by Lazy Dog. They have TV dinners for sale that they come frozen and you just heat them up in the oven. Oh my gosh, I had the pot roast with mashed potatoes, green beans, and a dessert. Oh my gosh, and there's so much of it. It's only $9, which was amazing to me. If you buy six, I think it is. No, it's less than that actually. If you buy six, it's $45. Anyway, and also I want to give a shout out to a new restaurant in Pantego, another chamber member, Simply Davoon Cafe. Adrian Tella is the owner of that. They only do breakfast and lunch right now, Friday evening dinners, but the food there is awesome, and she helped cater part of our open house a few weeks ago. So anyway, thank you.
Well, Dwayne, she's done a lot of catering for the chamber, and I've always been impressed with her food output. It's been very delicious. So I'm looking forward to doing that also. Well, I wanted to thank people that I do a lot of that I do business with. William, he's going to come over here and get me ready for the winter. Also, I wanted to thank Angie and her crew and Dwayne and his crew because they always take care of me. Angie hooked me up with this hand sanitizer, and if any of you guys are hurting for that, I'll make sure we get you some Schooly Mitchell hand sanitizer. And so I look to be calling on you, Bo, and Dr. Parvez for some stuff for the new year. Okay. Yes, Dwayne.
I got one more thing. William, do you do radiant barrier insulation as well?
Well, we do. It depends on, I mean, I've done it in the past. We don't do it on a regular basis, but if you consider the spray on stuff, radiant barrier, I've never done that because I don't think it makes a huge difference. But we've do the staple on to the rafter type, yes.
Okay, if you'll give me a call after this is over, let's talk offline.
Okay.
I've got a few, Sam. So
okay, David, you're
one for David Berg. He always shares my Facebook post for Hops HR, and so thanks. Big time thanks for him for doing that. I really appreciate it. Mike, thanks for your help on my questions, Mike Hassett. So thanks for your help, and enjoy the beverages. And then Dawood, thanks for joining the Mind Meld yesterday and providing input and everything. I thought it was a really good discussion. So, and Dr. Parvez, as always, thank you for being a client. That's it for me.
okay. Any more thank yous before we let David do his long form presentation? I'm not seeing any more hands. So David, you get to segue from your thank you to your presentation.
All right. Awesome. So what I'm going to share with you today, if you're on my newsletter, you would have seen it. But I sent out a kind of a list of items as a business owner that you should think through, and a little year-end checklist. So I wanted to share that with everybody. And it's from an HR perspective. So the first thing is records retention. So with certain records, you're required to save them for a certain amount of year. 3 years for payroll information or personnel files, 4 years for payroll. Your I-9s are supposed to be kept for, it's a more complicated thing, but, at least 1 year after a person leaves, or 3 years. So, one of the things is make sure you have all the required records that you're, supposed to have. Your I-9s, it's always good to do an audit on your I-9s and see if you have an I-9 for all your employees, all the employees that have terminated, and that you've got, you've held on to them long enough. If you have them for, the minimum amount of time, you've met that retention period, then, go ahead and destroy them, shred them and get rid of them. you want to make sure that, you're not keeping stuff longer than you need to. And, if there is an audit by ICE or, another agency, you're not, possibly opening yourself up for other areas of concern. In your personnel file, if you do have a handbook or some other required documents that your employees are supposed to sign, make sure your employees, you have one for all your employees. So doing that audit on the personnel file, you don't want to get to the point where you fire somebody and you get the unemployment claim asking, all right, where did you notify this employee of this policy, and you don't have that handbook acknowledgement signed for that employee. So just doing that audit on your files. And then download all your timesheets, payroll registers, pay stubs, paycheck copies for your archives, in case you change payroll systems, timekeeping systems. You don't want to have to do that later on. You've already got them downloaded, archived, and stored for that retention. In terms of payroll and benefits, send a communication to your employees to, double check their addresses so you have the correct mailing info for their W-2. You don't want to have any delay in getting that information to your employees. And then make sure the W-2s are sent out by January 31st. If you've taken any of the credits for the Families First Coronavirus Response Act or the CARES Act, make sure your accountant's taking care of you and, all those credits are accounted for correctly. This year, the Department of Labor increased the minimum salary for exempt employees. So make sure they make at least $684 per week. And, if you have included bonuses, make sure, the bonuses and their salary meets that requirement. And then, update your payroll calendar for 2021, the payroll holidays, pay dates, and, send that out to your employees so they have that information. If you're getting close to 50 employees, make sure you're doing a review on how many full-time equivalent employees you have in terms of if you meet the Affordable Care Act and FMLA rules. And if you have multiple work sites, remember FMLA looks at the total number of employees within a 75-mile radius for FMLA. So just be aware of that. I know there's a lot more other items for benefits and reports that have to be sent out, and summary notifications and all that sort of stuff. If you offer health and welfare benefits, you can contact me, contact Sean Reckemeyer, to talk through that. In terms of employee relations, make sure you're reviewing your handbook on some regular basis. Make sure the policies are up to date. See if there's anything that you need to change. One of the big things that's going around in the HR world right now is, can a company require a COVID vaccination for their employees? And, what I've read is yes, as long as it doesn't interfere with American Disabilities Act. So, there is a catch for requiring that. For the new year, think about implementing a schedule to cover your policies throughout the year. So instead of just giving your employees the handbook when they hire on and never touching those policies again, at each month's staff meeting or each quarter, if you get your employees together on some regular basis, take one of those policies out and just cover it with your employees. Make sure you keep a sign-in sheet and a agenda of what you cover. Then it's showing that you're doing, going above and beyond to make sure your employees understand your policies. With the end of the year, review your paid time off policies, calculate any rollover amounts if needed, pay out if you pay out any unused vacation or paid time off at the end of the year, start working through that. And then one thing I like to do from an HR perspective is review performance discussions, goals, discipline with employees to set them up for success in the new year. So if you have somebody that you've issued discipline to, or you have, you know, some performance discussions, you know, review that with your employees and, you know, look at goals and what the new year's going to look like for them. And then, you know, you're working on trying to set them up for success in the new year.
Hey, David.
Yeah.
I set you up as co-host if you need to share your screen.
I mean, it's just wording. If it'd be helpful for people to show the wording, it's not really a presentation.
Okay.
So, yeah. But I'm not looking at everybody's pretty faces. So if you have a question, feel free to stop me and, you know, ask it. So the last section is kind of strategic. So, you know, do a review of your turnover rates for each department. See if there's a negative or positive trend. You know, if you have a negative trend for turnover, why is that? You know, is there a manager issue? Is there a, you know, some sort of work environment issue? You know, start looking into that. Put a plan together for your HR strategies for the next year. You know, are you going to try and reduce your training cost, your recruiting cost, your turnover? Are you going to be looking at increasing your talent, expanding knowledge, adding benefits? You know, all that, you know, you'll want to sit down and develop a strategy to try and accomplish it that fits into your larger business strategy. And then check in on your employees' engagement. You know, see if there's something that's been on their minds or something they would like to see differently. You know, something that, you know, might fit into that HR strategy for the new year. You know, just have little conversations with them and see if they're doing okay. You know, it's always a, you know, stressful time for employees, and, you know, there may be something really easily that you could do differently or implement for the business that, you know, may not cost anything, that could really help your employees out and add a lot of value back to them. So, you know, those are, you know, just some of the things that you want to look at and, you know, start reviewing for the end of the year, going into the new year. You know, it'll help you set you up for success, you know, to make sure you have the right documents, have the right retention of documents for all your HR processes and programs. You know, there's, you know, a lot more in regards to taxes and OSHA and health and welfare plans. You know, if there's something specific you're looking for, let me know. I am not a OSHA environmental health and safety expert, but I do know a consultant that does do that type of work. So if that's something you're interested in, let me know, and I will, you know, pass that on to her. So, all right. All right, Dwayne, an I-9. So that's the form that documents if you have the ability to work in the United States. So when an employee hires on, that section 1 of the form is supposed to be completed on day 1, and the employer is supposed to view and inspect the right to work documents, driver's license, social security card, birth certificate, passport, and a whole other slew of documents by the end of day 3 to make sure the employee has the ability to work in the United States.
Does that include relatives?
If they're an employee, then you need to have it. So it doesn't matter if they're relatives or not. So if you're a owner and you're treated as an employee, then you need to have it on file.
Hey, David, I also have a question.
Yeah.
Also on medical, any kind of medical, shouldn't that be in a separate one, and it should not be with their employee file?
That's correct. Any type of benefit related, medical related, that needs to be separated from the personnel file. And that should have restricted access to only people who need to have that. So that could be open enrollment forms, doctor's notes, you know, anything medical related. Yep. What other questions?
Hey, David, it's Jennifer here. You were saying something about going over retention of employees at the end of the year. What were you talking about exactly?
Yeah, so look at your turnover rate. So how many employees do you normally have for the company, a specific department, and see how many employees left. And the next step is to take a look. All right, how many left on their own accord? How many employees did you let go? So voluntary and involuntary, to come up with your turnover rate. So 10% of the employees turned over this year. Or was it 80% turnover, meaning 80% of your employees are new this year, and that's a pretty high turnover rate, and what you see in kind of the restaurant industry. So by looking at that turnover rate, you might be able to spot some trends where, all right, this turnover rate for, say, a specific department is increasing over the last 2 years, 3 years. Why is that? Maybe we need to go do a work environment assessment in that department. Maybe we need to do some exit interviews in that department. Is it a manager issue? So you can start figuring out what's going on, because if you're turning over 80%, you're looking at somewhere 50% of an annual salary to 150% of an annual salary of an employee in recruiting, hiring, training costs. So if you have 80% turnover, that could be very costly for a company. One of my clients, I did a little review. Their turnover was 120%, meaning that department turned over more, all of their employees throughout the year. There wasn't one employee that stayed for the entire year. And I calculated their recruiting, training, interviewing, onboarding costs to be about $15,000. It's more of an entry level job, but with that amount of turnover, they're spending upwards of $80,000 to $100,000 in lost productivity, cost in recruiting, interviewing, training costs, all that sort of stuff. So it could be costly for an employer if you're not keeping track of that type of stuff. Yeah, Sam.
Yeah, isn't turnover rates industry specific? And do you have some specific? Can they go use as a reference point to say, hey, in the restaurant industry, you should. This is the average turnover, and in another service industry, it's different. Do you have that information?
I mean, I could do some research to find it. I don't have it, saved anywhere right now. But yeah, I mean, when I was talking with my client in the restaurant industry about the turnover, they were seeing, at 120%. Normal it's 70 to 80%. So they were, way above what was normal. So we're in the new year. They want to start digging into why they have such a high turnover rate and start working towards bringing it down. So, yeah, if you want, I could do some research for you to see what the average turnover rate for your industry is, and then you have some idea of kind of what to look for.
But it also depends on the size of your company, also, right? So if your company's only 5 and you lose 1, that rate would be high, right?
Yeah, there's a lot of different
scenarios that go into that, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
David, I mean, like when I started with Price Right Trees, I started doing exit interviews with people either that we let go or that, decided to leave the company on their own. I can use that pretty much is what I've been doing to see like kind of why we're either losing employees or having to let employees go. Is there a better way to do that?
Yeah, that's definitely a good way to collect information. Granted, some employees might not be willing to be candid with that information because they're worried about burning bridges, or they just don't care about helping the company. So one of the things that I like to recommend are stay interviews. So after so many months and on some regular basis, do a interview with your employees to, hey, how's it going? What's what's going on. Is there something that's a cause for concern? So you catch them before, you know, they turn in their 2-week notice and walking out the door. Anybody else have any questions or discussion or?
David, I got a question. I know we talked about this on our one-on-one several weeks ago, but when you do these audits, what are the top missing forms or missing things that clients usually are missing in their files that you can discuss and reach out?
Yeah, absolutely. It's definitely been the I-9. So this year I found it's been over $200,000 in potential I-9 fines for companies. And the issues that I'm seeing are the business owners don't realize that there's, you know, 2 steps to the I-9 process. There's the first step where the employer or the employee completes it, which needs to be done on day 1. And then the second part is where the employer actually views the documents that the employee provides to them, you know, the birth certificate, driver's license, social security card, make sure they're, you know, legitimate, and then completes the second part of the form, signs dates, puts the information from the social security card, birth certificate on the I-9, and then file it away. What I saw was either that form, they didn't have that form for the employee, or only the first section was completed. They didn't realize that the second part needed to be completed by the employer. So.
Hey, David, a rule of thumb has always been I've come from corporate America, that we would never allow to have a person start work until all of those documentations were done. So then, you know, before anyone gets started, before you start teaching them whatever, that was always the rule of thumb, making sure that all the documentations were, you know, as a checklist for yourself kind of thing. And that was always helpful.
Yeah, no, I highly recommend checklist in terms of onboarding, recruiting, offboarding. But, you know, one thing you've got to be careful about requiring something, you know, before an employee starts, if they're doing work, you know, which could include onboarding, you know, even reading through the handbook before they start, that could be seen as compensable time. So, you know, if the first day is all about onboarding and getting all that documents, you know, that should be paid and, you know, told to the employee up front, hey, if this isn't done on day 1, then you're not going to be working for us. And with the I-9, the Department of Homeland Security has said if the employee doesn't provide the documents by the end of day 3, you can terminate them for not providing that document. So what I recommend is in your onboarding, you know, email letter to the employee is to notify them, hey, here's documents that you've got to provide. And if you don't provide it by the end of day 3, your employment will be ended because, you know, you didn't follow these regulations.
David, it's 1 o'clock, so I'm going to give everybody the opportunity to go on to the next event. We can stay on if you'd like. I have a few more minutes, but thanks for coming in. Look forward to seeing you next week. And goodbye to all you that have to run away. Yeah, if you want to keep talking with David, that's fine.
I'll hang on here.
Hey, David, I had one more thing. And you know, I'm a certified professional through SHRM.
Yeah.
And one of the things that I learned was that you have to also be very careful on like what you're requesting, like in questioning their documentation, because that can put you in a very bad situation with them as well. Correct?
Yes, absolutely. So Department of Homeland Security has said you can't require specific documents to complete the I-9. And, you know, you can say, you know, if you're requiring a driver's license and a social security card for other reasons, payroll or doing background checks or something like that, you know, you can say these will satisfy the requirement, but you can bring any of the documents listed on the UCIS website for the I-9.
until the room shrunk and the pictures got bigger, I was not able to appreciate Robert Blake's new cover photo,
Oh, dear God.
the giant arachnid.
Ooh. Is that real?
No, I think it's part of the River Legacy.
Well, it is real. It's just not.
Becky, you're scaring me.
It's real. It's not a real spider. There are a little over 100 spiders in the exhibit. All shapes and sizes, and lots of tarantulas and 5 bird-eating spiders. And
he kind of looks like a baby Yoda.
That is actually a jumping spider.
Becky, if you will send out a sign-up list for a group of 10 to go there, I'd love to do it as soon as possible.
We're planning on bringing Sammy up there the week of the 21st to check out all the spiders. So.
Hey guys, couple questions in regards to future meetings. I noticed that no one has signed up yet for next week. And by the way, David, great job on sending the link. I actually signed up for the January one, got your message on it. What would you guys think? And I know it's very short notice about doing like a little virtual holiday event during our time next week. And the reason I'm asking is I'm actually organizing one for our Rotary Club, and it's really come together. I mean, it's going to be a lot of fun. And there's a way you can even do like a little virtual scavenger hunt, which you can send you guys the info. But I mean, nobody signed up. It's a fun event. Just throwing it out there to you guys.
I'm for it, Paul, because we're not going to have the requisite number of Christmas parties this year. Anything we could do to make this a little bit more special, I'm for it. Why don't you send out your notes from the one that's already got started, and we'll say how much we can emulate it, without reinventing the wheel.
I'll send the 3 of you guys exactly what we're doing, because it's fun. I actually sent out the invite with to our Rotary Club earlier. Becky, Robert, I don't know if Dewu's still on here, but you guys all got that prior to the meeting starting. It's going to be fun, and we could even create like a little invite in Canva. It took me 5 minutes to create an invite for the thing. I think it would just be kind of fun. And let's face it, anytime we've done any type of Christmas party, it's always been a big draw. And I know we did it at Valley's last year. We had like 55 people there.
Yeah,
I mean,
was a
this type of
smashing
stuff
success.
draws people.
Yeah, it was a smashing success, Paul.
Yeah. Other question, Bo Bearden and Cloud9, they're not members of this group, right? They're visitors.
They're corporate members, and they got a rules interpretation is that they can visit any group they want.
Right. But the thing is, he's also signed up as a speaker for next month. And from my previous understanding is you have to be a member of our group to be able to present. That's always been the rule with this group and with Thursday morning. So I just wanted to bring that up. I noticed he signed up when I signed up for mine.
I'll talk to Henry about it. I don't know.
Paul, I was not aware of that, so that would be my fault.
No, it's all good. I just wanted to bring it to y'all's attention just because you know how certain things can be sticky wickets. So I saw that, and I know from previous interpretations, they are not able to give a presentation unless they are part of that specific group.
Okay, I'll get a rules interpretation on that, because I knew they were able to visit, and
yeah, but they can give a commercial, but they can't be given 20-minute presentations about their business.
Presentation. Okay, I understand the question, and I'll pose it.
Hate to be a Scrooge, but I just want to at least bring that up.
No, I want to play by the rules.
Cool. So what I'll do is I'll send you, Becky, and David, I'll send you guys all the information for our little virtual thing that we're doing, except for the part where we're encouraging people to bring their favorite cold frosty beverage or 3. We might have to take that part out.